What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. I know I'm playing Mortal Kombat again. I'm gonna give you guys a live reaction. I just, some breaking news just came through or just got made available. But before I get to there, if you haven't saw the Big Game and Small Talk podcast, please do so. We actually talked about this topic here and several other topics. It was a great show. Like I said, contrary to what people may believe, we are five different individuals, five different personalities, you know what I mean? We agree to disagree all the damn time. A little spats behind the scene, but you know what I mean? It's all done in good fun. Over here. But anyway, check out the podcast. I'll leave the link down below. It's a good show. So anyway, oh my God. So it came out today. Well, actually, not even came out today. Yeah, well, I'm just kidding today. The editor from The Forbes magazine, he hit me up on Twitter. It was like Nan and a Nunu. I didn't even know who the hell he was. You know what I mean? But he was like, Remedy just came out and confirmed that Quantum Break is indeed 720p. Now, Forbes did this. Well, this journalist did this article on Quantum Break. You know what I mean? Basically saying this generation has been a letdown, talking about Quantum Break me and 720p. Let me pause this shit because I can't do both. This alien character here, if you don't know how to play with her, is OD, man. I'm trying to learn how to use this fat dude here, man. Let me pause it. I can't do both. But anyway, basically came out and said has this generation been a letdown? And was taking kind of shots at Microsoft about the resolution because Digital Foundry did their analysis and from their analysis they were saying basically they couldn't really pay down the resolution at one point, but Sid was saying that some aspects of the game was indeed 720p. So I did a video about it. Crap did a video about it. Probably everybody in the community did a video about it. And here, it's not that I think sometimes you guys confuse damage control from what we actually read or what's sometimes being told to us behind the scenes. Now, shout out the Xbox, man. They had a retraction or whatever to the original story from 2015. When it came out, then maybe that the game was going to be 720p, and Remedy flat out denied this. It says here, update, it says, Remedy spoke with Eurogamer and denied that the game ran at only 720p. Now, with that being said, so when we did the podcast yesterday, when I did my video, when Crap did his video, I don't know if Moose did the video or not, but this is not from us. This is what we're reading here from Remedy and some things that have been told to us behind the scenes. Now, getting back to this update patch, day one patch. So Phil and Remedy came out and they said that has nothing to do with the performance of the game. I was kind of told that it would be. Not by them, but someone else. Not going to get any names. Sometimes you are giving bad information. Now, what bugs me the fuck out, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to pull any punches here. You know what I mean? And before, and you sensitive ass motherfucking fanboys, I'm a consumer first, a gamer second, okay? I've been waving this Xbox flag since most of you motherfuckers thought boogers was candy, okay? I'm just being real. I was a beta tester for Xbox Live. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like most of you motherfuckers' first console was the 360, you know what I mean? But it's not I'm taking a shot. Just if I can't be, how you say, be critical of my favorite company, who the fuck can? You know what I mean? Like for real. So just fall the fuck back. You know what I mean? But anyway, so Quantum Break was supposed to be the poster child, one of the poster child for DirectX 12. You know what I mean? We're gonna see what this, what it's gonna bring or whatever the case may be. But again, if the game was gonna be 720p, why not just say that? So this one I tell somebody they do more harm than good because you hold on, you sit on your hands. If I'm not saying again, I'm not being a hypocrite. I understand that resolution does not determine if a game has great graphics. It doesn't. It's the textures, the textures, the shaders, the poly, shit like that. It has nothing to do with the resolution. That does not determine, if a game has great graphics. Now, prime example, and I always say this, but you guys have to understand this. A lot of you guys don't. Rise Center Rome is 900p or not 900p. There's no debating that 900p. But the Amazing Spider-Man that came out on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 is native 1080p, 30 frames a second. Now, what games look better graphically? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, this is not me damage control. It's me being real. And if resolution and frames per second meant that much to me, I would game on my rig. But it doesn't. What I mean? It's not a determined factor. But like I said, I told you guys before that when the Xbox One and when the PlayStation 3, even before that, even when the OG Xbox, or maybe when the PS2 came out, when the GameCube, they had their top of the line GPUs or whatever for that time and age. And when the Xbox 360 came out, it had the top of the line GPU and CPU. The same thing with the PlayStation 3. Those consoles stayed on the market for 8, 9, but still on the market. They were ahead of PC. Now, PC has grown so much since then that consoles will probably never catch PC again. Just being honest. But both Microsoft and Sony, especially, Sony, they lost a lot of money with the 3D thing. And like I said, Sony was worth over close to $140 billion about 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago. And now they probably have about $20 billion in the bank or somewhere along those lines. They didn't turn a profit in like 10 years. I read an article about this shit about a year ago. So, when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 came out, they were anemic consoles. They were we arguing here about 1080p, which is a very old format. We were talking about 1080p back in 2005. And it's a shame. I'm an Xbox fan. I am. But it's a shame that you put a console out in 2013 that is struggling to achieve 1080p. Here, listen to what I'm saying now. And this goes to Microsoft and Sony. You know what I mean? They put out hardware, quote unquote, next generation consoles that are struggling to get to 1080p. 1080p 30, or especially 1080p 60 frames a second. That's 4K is already here. For you guys say, and stop with that shit that 4K is not expensive. You can buy a Vizio 4K television, 49-inch, for fucking $450 fucking dollars. It's not expensive. Just like 1080p outphased the 720p TVs, now the 4K televisions are outphasing the 1080p TVs. Why? Because 8K will be here in about a year or so. Within 2 years. 4K is going to be the norm. And you guys got to realize, but for those consoles to achieve 4K, it'll be so expensive. No, what Microsoft and Sony are not paying what we pay. You got to realize this. Like, when Microsoft and Sony, may charges $100 more for a 1 terabyte system, or $75 more for the one with the bigger hard drive. Hard drives are cheap. I bought a fucking 4 gig, Samsung external hard drive for I think it was $47. So you imagine what Microsoft and Sony are getting that shit for in the bulk. Hear me out here. So like I said, these consoles are so goddamn anemic. Now, like I said, sometimes you can do more harm. They should have just came out and said what the rest, because this generation, whether it's right or wrong, the 11 has all been about resolution. Microsoft got caught with their pants down. They sacrificed the specs of their goddamn console to include this goddamn Kinect, which they're not even supporting anymore. And don't get me wrong, I love the Kinect. I am a YouTube content creator, so whether I'm twitching, Xbox record, that I see the use for it. But you have millions of gamers out there that don't do anything on YouTube. They don't live stream. So you make these people pay for a peripheral that you guys didn't even support. This is a real video. It's not a damage control video. This is a real video here. Now I'm going to say this again. Resolution does not mean the world to me. But this generation, right, this is what it's all been about. So now you have these rumors that are coming out that both Microsoft and Sony are going to release more powerful versions or updated versions of the consoles that are already out right now. Shout out to Red Dragon. He did a video about this too. And like I said, he did a video about this because I'm really fucking pissed off because I don't like this decided because you guys come back. Not that I give a fuck what you motherfuckers write in the comment section, But you label us as damage controlling or fanboy and this, that, the other, when we giving you what we're reading here. It says it right here. That Remedy went on the record and told Eurogamer that the game was not going to be 720p. Now the goddamn game is 720p. Hello here. Now, is Quantum Break great? It's a great fucking game, and that's all that I'm going to say. As everyone who love the game, non-intimidated are going to love this goddamn game. Beautiful. It's a beautiful fucking game. But it's sad, as good as this goddamn game is, it's going to get fucking overshadowed by this quote-unquote resolution shit. And it's sad. You know what I mean? The greatest this goddamn game is going to be, it's going to get overshadowed about fucking frames per second and goddamn resolution. We've been led to believe all this long, well, it's the truth, that the Xbox One was made for Windows 10, which is the truth, and DirectX 12. So now you got Windows 10 and the X12 and you still can't get the goddamn game over 720p. Now, probably did they push the game graphically? Probably so. Could they probably got the goddamn game to be 1080p and scale back the visuals? Most likely than not. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Did they probably sacrifice the resolution to make the game look better, prettier? 9 times out of 10, yes, they did. But it's sad to say that developers can't even just make a great game. Worry about the goddamn game being great instead of being bothered by fans about the resolution of the game. Like, this is just sad. This is the way that the hitter is that the gaming is going, and I think that's wrong. And I'm not giving Microsoft a clean pass here. I'm not. You know what I mean? But if the goddamn game was going to be 720p or whoever, just come out and say it. Because, you understand what I'm saying? Just come out and say it is what it is. But that's the first thing they want to know. Is the goddamn game 720p? Now, all this long, all these Xbox fans, we were led to believe that the goddamn game was going to be 1080p, 30 frames a second. From now on, you shouldn't even give interviews talking about the resolution at all. Now you got Rod Fergus came out and say that Gears of War is going to be 1080p, 30 frames a second, whatever they call it. Stop talking about it, but just talk about the goddamn game. Because God forbid this game doesn't come out to be 1080p 30, it's going to be a shitstorm all over again. Microsoft was wrong for sacrificing the specs of this system to include a peripheral. That's something that you do not do. You don't do that. They should have put, what they should have did, if that was the case, they should have fucking put a beefier GPU, you know what I mean? Because I don't give a fuck how you spin it. Like, the PS4 is a more powerful goddamn console. It has more shaders, and the GPU is a more powerful GPU. Does the Xbox One has a more beefier CPU? Yes. And with the DirectX 12, games that are CPU heavy, yes, the Xbox One will probably see a performance increase. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, when it's all, and plus, like I said, it's not the GDDR5 RAM, which again does wonders for your GPU because there's latency on the CPU. That's why you probably won't see a lot of games 1080p, locked 60 frames a second on the PlayStation 4 because of the CPU is anemic and because of it's a bottleneck, like I said, with the GDDR5 RAM because it causes latency. Now I'm not gonna get too technical, smacktical in this video. I'm just saying Remedy should have came out and just said, hey, the goddamn game is gonna be 720p. Or when they said, when the reports were coming out, yes, the game was going to be 720p, but graphically, visually, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bars. Like, it's a pretty looking game. It's a great looking game. You know what I mean? The engine they're using works. When you put that beam on the Joker, bop, you're putting that beam on the Joker. It's a lot of problems I have with third person shooters, like the Uncharted series, being honest. Like, when I put that scope on you or whatever, when I go to shoot you, I want to shoot you. Like, I don't like the hit detection. The same thing with, what's another game that I hate? I was just talking about it. Oh, my God. Oh, The Order 1886. Beautiful game. But the gun mechanics was horrible. I didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But, like, if I'm shooting, like, I want to shoot you. Like, I didn't like that. But getting back to what I was saying, you know what I mean? This all leads me to believe that, yes, we're going to get beefier consoles. But why? Because of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Because we have a new player into the market, Nintendo, with this Nintendo NX. Whether they have, great third-party support or not would be determined if I buy the console or not. but it's going to be a more powerful console than the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. You guys stop saying, well, no, Nintendo. So that's when a lot of you guys show your age. You guys go by the Wii and the Wii U. Nintendo has never had anemic hardware. Well, I don't care for their games, but the GameCube was more powerful than the PlayStation 2. The Nintendo 64 was more powerful than the PS. Is that, Nintendo decided to stick with cartridges and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? But the GameCube it wasn't as powerful as the Xbox, but it was a much more capable system than the goddamn PlayStation 2. You know what I mean? And like I said, you talking about tech that was decided to go inside the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, most likely was like 2011, 2012. It's already 2016. These consoles came. Just think about that. What the drawing board was, they were deciding what was to go on these boxes was in 2011. You understand what I'm saying? And the consoles, probably went into production in 2012. They launched in 2000. No, they did launched in 2013. But I said to say this again. But now you have the Nintendo NX, which is coming out most likely this year. But the specs that was decided on this box probably was in 2014, 2015. Understand what? It's newer technology. It's going to be a more capable goddamn console. At minimum, they put this console and they can run every game at 1080p, 60 frames a second. Lord, forget if they get some third-party support. That's been Sony's fucking. That's been their song and their dance that they have the better version of the multiplats. Now, if Nintendo can get some third-party support and at minimum run all their goddamn games at 1080p, 60 frames a second. You know what I mean? Like it's a new we have a new race here. And forget about Microsoft. Now you really got the weakest goddamn console on the market. That's why you're gonna probably see updated versions of the goddamn consoles. Some people may not appeal to you. You know what I mean? It probably won't. But some people like myself, I like to have the best of the best. And people that are complaining about this, well, what if I just bought my console? First of all, if Microsoft and Sony were to do this, they're not going to just stealth drop it. You're going to know months in advance that these new consoles are coming out. But if you don't have a 4K television, or if you don't care, why do you care about what someone else is playing inside their house? Why do you care? Not everybody that plays fighters has a fight stick. You know what I mean? Here. Not everyone that plays fighters has a goddamn fight stick. Not everyone that plays racers have a steering wheel. Buy what you can afford, man. At the end of the day, man. But it's fucked up at the end of the day. It's sad that a game as good as Quantum Break is going to be overshadowed by the resolution, and Remedy and Microsoft has no one to blame but their fucking self. It is what it is. But this is your boy NextGen 720. I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. Bang, bang.